I'm Christine. Welcome to the Recovering Perfectionist podcast, where I empower you to develop sustainable habits, challenge society, and take messy action. It's time to align with the universe for the full human experience and redefine what it really means to be successful.
It's too good, the secret is out and wow.
Welcome back to the Recovering Perfectionist podcast, the official podcast of the dance wellness community. I am here with the iconic Elena Grinenko, and you have no idea how excited I am to talk to you today. Thank you for taking the time.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Guys, for those of you who don't know, because you're probably like, oh, another ambassador thing. No, you're gonna get something so incredible from Elena. We have three pillars: mental, physical, and financial. And the financial pillar gets left out a lot, I feel, and doesn't really get to enter the chat often. We have an incredible financial efficiency coach, and Balia Tego is our financial efficiency coach. And Elena has an incredible business that is helping everyone, not just dancers, with all kinds of incredible financial tools. So I'm going to have you introduce yourself because I don't want to. I know you've probably got your pitch down, and so.
Oh my God! Yeah,
please.
introducing yourself. Yes, I don't know. That's always the hardest one. Yes, when it's like you talk about yourself, feels like bragging, right?
Well, you know, how do
Okay.
you help? How do you service people in what you do?
Well, I mean, we introduce ourselves first by being a dancers, right? Because we're in the dance business, right?
Yes.
Started dancing since I'm 7. I am from Soviet Union, Russia. Originally, before immigration, was a Russian Latin champion, 10 dance champion. Immigrated to United States, became here a professional Latin finalist, and then eventually a United States national and world rhythm champion. So that's a dance one.
Which also, wow,
yeah.
like
short version of a long career.
Exactly. The clip notes, I love it.
Yeah, the clip notes. I'm one of those people that had many little different educations throughout my dance career. Dance was always my passion, my love, my world. I've never stopped since I was 7. Even after retiring, we don't really retire. It sounds funny, right? You'd say, "Oh, I retired at 21." People will be like, "What? What do you mean you retired?" Retired from competing. You don't really retire. I mean, people coach until they really go
absolutely
up to heaven, right? We don't really retire ever. But COVID was one of those things where you go, okay, you stop competing, where you cross over to what? Coaching, judging, competition owning, studio owning. Some people cross over making costumes, hair and makeup,
judging.
It's like the things that rotate still about dancing. Even your husband, photography, things that still relate. Dance.
Correct.
But during the COVID, you really go, okay, dancing is a completely not an essential business.
Right.
Like really, 6 feet apart. Sure. We did have quite a good run with online. So like I had a BBX Lena events with Babette. We did really good.
Nice.
We did fabulous ladies of dancing where we got girls only, world champions mostly run online courses. So we did pretty good during those times, but that also ran its course because people got tired. Everybody went online, and learning dancing online was like, okay, how long can you really do it? So you really understand that your love, your passion for what you do is not essential at all. Not at all in life. So my brain
it's an extracurricular, as we call it.
Right. My brain was always searching for what can I do besides dancing. I had a competition, I had a studio, I had all of that. At some point, I don't know if you remember, I used to run a talent agency. but it
Yes.
also had to
Oh
do
my
with
gosh, I almost forgot
dancers.
about that.
Yes, I did it for
Yes,
like 5 or 6 years,
I
but it
do remember
also had
that.
to do with dancing.
Right.
Everything, my
Well,
whole world was
entertainment,
dancing.
art, yeah,
Right, but
artistic
I was
world.
specifically, my niche was booking dancers. Yeah,
Ah, I
it
see.
was
I
for
didn't
the
know that.
shows, it was for
Sure.
the movies, for TV, for anything, but it
Interesting.
was dancing and
Yes, yes, yes.
mostly ballroom dancers.
Sure.
Because like Block or any of those, I don't know, don't remember right now, big
Mm-hmm.
agencies were concentrating more on like ballet, contemporary hip hop.
Right.
And I
They didn't
was
really have the
the
in
only
ballroom.
agency in Hollywood. There was ballroom dancers. So I
Right.
actually had quite a good run there. Um, and
Interesting.
then this fell apart. Oh, not fell apart, sorry, fell into my hand.
Fell into place. Yeah.
Yes, because of one of my friends. And I was like, well, I used to have a math major in
Mhm.
from childhood that I've
Mhm.
never really put into use. I can't say I'm a big math. I don't really have a big degree, but I finished school, high school, with a math direction. So ask me anything right now, I don't remember, so don't go there. But I used to have that.
Sure.
I was like, okay, why can't I learn it? Why can't I use it? And guess what?
Right.
What's that phrase? The only thing certain in life is death and taxes. COVID hit, you still pay taxes.
That's it. She said, "Well, I'll take the taxes then."
You know,
I love it. I love
death is
it.
gonna happen.
Right.
People pay taxes. I have this opportunity to open this business. I went through different schools. Why not
Yeah.
this one?
Right.
That's it. So I
I
went
love
and
that.
finished online school to be a tax preparer, and here I am.
Love it.
That's it.
Love it
Now,
so much.
now, now I do this. Why not?
Why not?
Why
I
not?
think it's so great. And here's the thing. The fact that you have, I totally forgot about your talent agency because I remember coming to one of your showcases and all of that.
Right, right.
My brother,
Like
when he
I
first
said,
moved out to LA,
yep,
well, I mean, that I remember vividly. But yeah,
yeah,
you're right. There were so many pieces to what you do. You have continually tried to help dancers find their path in different avenues and give them more opportunities, which I think is beautiful. But the financial side of things is something that's not discussed. And I love that you brought up COVID because I mean, I think everyone's like, okay, we get it. We need to all stop bringing up COVID. But what we don't talk about during
right,
COVID is the two pieces. One, the identity that so many people realized they were attached to when they
yeah,
couldn't do what they thought they were supposed to do on Earth,
correct,
right? That whole identity piece. Who am I if I'm not dancing, right?
correct,
And then the second piece, obviously, is that financial piece is so many people were scrambling to find where they can continue to not live paycheck to paycheck, because that's basically what dancers do.
right. What else
And
can I do?
right. And so not only have you created another stream of income for yourself, which as yourself is a wonderful example of how we can diversify our income streams, but now you're also offering services in the financial space to help dancers who usually are now they're paying taxes in a country they did not grow up in, right? So they do not
Yes.
understand. I mean, come on, let's be honest. How many Americans actually understand the tax system? And then, of
Well, I
course, you
mean, if
have
you
Eastern
look at it,
Europeans.
like what the Declaration of Independence is like, what, few pages, and tax law is like what, 400 something pages. I mean, try to
Right.
understand it. It doesn't even matter
Exactly.
if you're an immigrant or an American. Ask
Yeah.
any American if they read that.
100%. 100%.
You
Yeah.
like you will try to
Yeah.
read first 3 pages, you'll be lost already. It's ridiculous.
Right. Oh,
It, it
totally.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And
And I
honestly, like we can go into all the conspiracy theories of like, same thing with medical of like it's intended to be that way because they're trying to trick you because they
well,
want
then
to
they
take your
change it
money
every
and
year too.
right, exactly.
Like with this profession, I have to pass exams every year. It's not
Ah,
just a one-time thing. You have a continuous education every year, otherwise you
right.
lose your license
Makes sense.
because they make changes every year to the tax law. And
Right.
then there is a federal law and then there is a state law.
State. Right.
So, and that's it. It's
Yep.
it's like it's crazy.
Yeah. But I also, it is crazy. It really is. Like, God bless, same thing for people in, health insurance, all these things are constantly evolving and changing, and you have to be
Right.
caught up with that. So that's the thing. As a citizen, we don't want to be like, oh, what is it this year? Right? We have, my husband and I have a wonderful accountant that we work with that that was like on the list. It was like, okay, we need to have a good family doctor. We also need to have a good accountant. Like, you got to have
Of
someone
course.
in your life that
Both for you.
understands
Yes.
your business, that understands your life goals, because also it's
Correct.
projecting. Because that's what I like what you do too. We've talked about this a little bit off camera, is you help people register their businesses
Yes.
and
Yes.
do like LLCs, S
Right.
corp, payrolls. You really help people
Yeah,
become
it's
their
kind of
own.
like a one-stop shop.
Yeah,
So
I love
I
that.
don't just do the taxes. Yeah, I can
Right,
open your business, help you understand what you need because just registering LLC is not enough.
right.
It's really not. You have to know what license your business need in which town, depending,
Mhm.
because just registering with the state is not enough.
Right.
So because people go, oh, hey, I'm going to open my business and I don't need anybody because yes, anybody can register and you can do it on your own. It's not a problem. Knowing what comes with it is a problem because we
Yeah.
have a lot of people go, oh, well, it's too expensive. I'm going to do it myself. Okay, sure, you could do it yourself. But then the problem is then they contact you and say, oh, hey, now I got this paper from the city. Oh, and now I
Mhm.
got this paper from IRS. Oh, now I got this paper from sales tax department. Can you please help me fix it? Sure, but now it costs them double because now you
Right.
have to fix it, and then you obviously charge them by
Mhm.
hour of work, and then they end up paying double, triple, quadruple of amount of money versus
If we
hiring
would
the
have just done it
person
right the first
who'll
time.
be like, okay, here's what you need. One, two, three, four, five, six. So in the beginning, it sounds scary because they'll be like, oh my God, what, it's
Yeah.
going to cost me this much money to open the company? Yes, but you're
Mhm.
gonna do it correctly. And it's not like right away. It's step by step by step by step. But you
Right.
do it right. And on the end of the day, it will be cheaper.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
if you hire a person who takes care of it for you, this is
Right.
what you're paying for because they're gonna remind you, okay, this is due this date, this is due this date, this is due this
Mhm.
date, versus otherwise, yes, of course, you could do it all on your own, and there are people who can, but then you have to be very organized. And if you are that person, I mean, great, that's fabulous. But how many
Well, no,
people are
I
that
mean,
way?
listen, I'm organized, but I told you this, my first LLC,
Oh, yeah.
disaster town. I mean, listen, because you don't know and you're doing all the things, and we didn't have ChatGPT at the time to be like, hey,
Yeah,
how do I do this? Right? That's changed the game because now you can
right.
actually converse with the internet, which is
I know.
insane. But yeah, I mean, we all make mistakes. We've all been there and
And
made
you
some
know,
kind of a mistake.
ChatGPT is not always right.
No, no, for sure. But at least there's some more guidance than what I
Right,
had
right.
when I was 21 trying to open up my first business. And I thought I need to go straight for my LLC, when in reality, I didn't understand the sole proprietorship and all the
Right.
different
You don't
things and
always need it,
how
right?
much money you make and what you're supposed to make and then move up. Because I
Yeah,
did. I paid a bunch of fees I didn't need. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't want to keep maintaining this if I'm not making the money that
exactly.
makes sense. So I was like, let me shut it down. Oh, you have to pay for that too.
Oh, yes, you
It's
do.
a whole
Yeah,
thing. And
yeah.
so
And if you
that,
didn't do certain steps, you can't even shut it down.
oh my
That's the
God.
thing.
It's like
That,
being
yeah.
locked in a illegal timeshare.
Exactly.
It's
Well,
terrible.
that's the thing we do. We're like, I sit down with the client and I go, what do you have? And then because I mean it's easy for me to take the money from a person who wants to open the company, but then I ask them, why do you want to open the company? How
Yes.
much money is it gonna bring? What are you doing? What is your plan? And there are being a clients where I go, you do not need the company. So basically I'm talking them out of paying me money because I
Yep.
really believe they don't need it.
Right.
And because of that, there's been few clients that they're because of that staying with the company because they go, okay, they saved me so much money. Now I'm
I
going to work with
trust
them.
you.
I
Right.
trust
You build
you.
that client trust.
And then
Absolutely.
eventually they do open the company because they gotten over that point where you go, okay, now you need to open the company. You got to the
Exactly.
point financially where now it makes sense. You
Right.
need now this, and this.
I love
That's
that.
it.
I love that you offer that because so we have Oreste Alito, who's helping a lot
Yes.
of professionals in our industry make six figures and also diversifying. He
Oh,
has a
we
lot of other
definitely need a company.
businesses. Yeah, no, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying, understanding how to, because this is a business and you want to make money, but then also
Right.
like the more money you make, they say more money, more problems, right? But
Of
it's
course.
but the idea is also, like you said, if you just organize it properly, you don't have those problems.
Right.
I have my business and branding coach who, same thing, we're trying to help people, like you said, dance is amazing. We're all here because of it. We're all connected. We're all loving it. It's incredible. But it is not, it shouldn't be the end all be all in 2025, right? We're about to go into 2026. We
Right.
have so many other ways that we can make money. Not just because of COVID situations, but also because you need to diversify yourself. You can't have all your eggs in one basket. And COVID was just the thing that showed us why. It was, you know what I mean? It was just the thing that showed us why you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket. But there are so many other things that could cause that to happen that would allow that. And then if we don't have backup plans or if we don't have other streams of income or other skill sets, because I love what you were talking about here and this is what I think a lot of people don't realize is so many dancers come from Eastern European countries to the United States to dance. That is their vehicle.
Right.
But at the same time, that's not the only skill that they have
That's
because
true
they
because a
also
lot of
went to
people just don't
school.
know. Yes.
Right. I have one of our ambassadors is Asta, Andrew and
Mhm.
Asta,
Of
and
course.
she's amazing. She was talking to me about what she went to school for, and then she went to Denmark and all these things. But at
Yeah.
the same time, Yuki, same thing. They all have, some of them have dabbled in psychology and all these
Yep.
different things, but dance is what their passion was. And, you can't really get to the level that all of these people are at without going all in. So you can't really say, oh, I'm going to do this, but I'm also going to do this. I'm also going to do this. You have to
Right.
pick a lane. So they all pick dance, which is incredible. And that's why we know them all for what they do. But they have all these other degrees and skills that maybe never got put into place. And the fact that you've come back now and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to like do the updated licensing. I'm going to keep it, current every year. I'm going to make sure I get my extra schooling in and all the things so that I can build my business properly and really help
You
people.
have to make that decision. You have to take a leap because a
Yeah.
lot of times, I mean, I'm in my late 40s. You have to
Yeah.
make that decision and go, okay, I'm gonna go back to school. Who wants to go back to school in their
Right.
40s?
Right.
You see what I mean? So
Yes,
it's
yes, yes.
also quite a decision.
Hmm.
A
How
lot
long
of
was your
people,
school?
it wasn't that bad. It was half of a year of
Yeah.
online
Because that's what
school.
I'm saying. For more of those
But
new licenses and technical
right.
things, it tends to
But
be like
it's
6 months to a year.
right, but it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
It was not easy. It was a lot of daily studying, like
Right.
especially first one when you go, okay, I am so gonna fail
Oh,
because
yeah.
this is like,
Yeah. Like flip
and
the
my
dancer
first,
brain
yeah,
off and the
right. And my first trial test, because
yeah.
to pass it, you have to have 75 and up.
Right.
In my first trial test, I did 61 and I went, oh
Oh,
my
wow.
God, that's it. It's just like, not
Yeah.
gonna happen. I was like, okay, I'm gonna reread the whole thing.
Yep.
And then I downloaded it like I guess, AI thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make the AI read it for me while I'm driving my PDF. And I redid the exam again. And then after that, it was already went easy
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't have a time to sit down and read it because I'm constantly on the road. So once
Right.
I started just listening all the time over and over and over and over again, so then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, now it's
Everyone learns differently, you
now it
know?
gotten easier.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, there is hope.
Yes, I
There's
love
I
that.
can do it. But the very first one, when I got that my first 61, I was like, oh man. I was like, that's it. This is not gonna go well.
Mhm. That's funny.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
look at where you are. Yeah, I mean that's exactly. You got to just keep pushing. I love that.
You gotta go. You just gotta go.
I
You
think
gotta
that's
go.
amazing.
So right. But
I
thing is to just come back. Let's say you are just a dancer. Let's say you
Mhm.
didn't have any backup. Yeah,
Yep.
because not everybody do.
No.
I think when you're young, people don't think about what's gonna happen when they're 60.
Hmm.
right? When they're not gonna dance. Now, they don't even think what's gonna happen when they're 40,
I was just
right?
gonna say,
So it's like,
the typical dancer is very much in the
right,
here and now, which you kind of have to be
yeah,
in for the intensity that we're doing it. But it's still, that's what we're trying to get
right.
these conversations started.
And we're not even talking about, I'm not a financial advisor, right?
Right.
Per se. I don't have
That's
that
different. Yeah.
education. We just talk about simple things which kind of still have to do with the taxes, but you go,
Right.
the simplest thing is to, for all the books that we read about finances, to
Hmm.
put 10% away from everything you earn
Mm.
once you start earning. If somebody goes, okay, hey, I do your taxes, right? Start doing that. Okay, you made $100 on your lesson. Put $10 away. How difficult is that?
Right.
Make it happen on a daily basis. Put them, lock them in the, okay, the simplest, and I'm gonna say the stupidest investment is CD accounts. You don't have to do
Right.
anything, you just have to lock it, right? It
Hmm.
brings you the least amount of money, right, from
Hmm.
investment, but it does, right?
Right.
Things like that, eventually for 1K, you see, things like that, that saves you on the taxes. People don't do that in their 20s.
No.
So if you have somebody who goes, do it, do it, do it, do it, I'm like,
Well, here's
oh,
hoping
I
that,
don't have the money to do it.
right.
Yes, you do.
Right. Because it's all
Don't
in
buy yourself a
perspective of what you're
Starbucks
making.
for six
Right.
dollars.
Exactly.
Put the
Exactly.
$10 away. What's the problem? You can make a coffee at home. Things like that. It's like you
Right.
start earlier. Things like term life insurances that save you eventually money. If you start very
Hmm.
early with very little, by the time you're 60, it's like there.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's these plannings that
Totally.
you can advise them on when they're very young, because dancers quite often are so focused
Hmm.
on the results in the dance career, they don't think about money. They don't think about, hey, pay your taxes quarterly. Pay,
Right.
pay at least $300 quarterly. It will save you because you're a 1099 person.
Right. Right.
Pay that. Okay, oh, I don't have the money right now. You're never gonna have money.
Right.
It's because guess what? You're paying that money for all the lessons.
Right.
It's like if your
Well, right, because our
mentality,
industry also that what just to clarify what you're saying, our industry doesn't take taxes out. We're all getting the money and we don't get taxes paid out from our,
yes,
that's what you're
1099
saying.
people, right?
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
So the
And
only
so,
ones that get W-2 is the one that work for the studio. The tax is taken out right away.
right, 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 right.
I
So
would
that's
say
the thing is that most people don't work like that. And so at the
majority,
end of the year, you have
yeah.
all this tax to take out of all the income you
Yes.
made.
And then the problem is at the end of the year, because they don't have that money to pay taxes, they're trying to write off everything in their mother, which
Right.
is really bad for their social security.
Interesting. See, these are
Right.
the little tricks we don't know.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
nice to pay some taxes.
Right.
Pay a little more every year, because then when it comes to the time where you're 30 years old and you decided to retire and buy a house, but you never paid your taxes, you're not gonna get qualified for mortgage. I mean, come on.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's like it's all snowball of these little things
Hmm.
that you don't work towards to when you are heavily competing and spending all those monies on traveling abroad, competing black balls and all of this stuff, spending tons of money on the coachings, which by the way, you're paying cash. And
Right.
what? You don't ever take a receipt, so you can't write it off? No, you can. Make them sign the paper that they took a cash and write it off.
Mm.
Why not?
Yep.
You pay the money.
Right.
You can issue
Yep.
even a
No, absolutely.
1099 to that person. You can. Legally, you can.
Wow. Yeah. I know our industry works so different than a lot of other industries. And so, on top of already not knowing a lot of the rules in regular jobs,
Right.
then those who know the rules, they're like, oh, well, does that apply to us? Does that apply to our industry? And
Yeah.
so having someone like you to be able to bounce that off of, or like you said, a consultation, how does it start? Like if I say I want to know more, maybe I don't quite know what I want to do, but I want to
Call
know
me.
more about, yeah, right. Just
That's
call
all.
you, talk to you,
Yeah, just
consultation.
call me. I travel at the comps.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Call me, we'll meet. I mean, we can have a conversation like this. It's very
Yeah.
easy right now. We could be on the phone, we could be on the Zoom, we could meet in person during the competition, have a conversation. What are
Yeah.
your goals? What are your needs? What do you have? And just go from there. And then eventually, yes, if the person decides to work with you, it gets more serious. I need to know, you need to bring me your tax returns.
Yeah.
I need to know what you have. Are you sole proprietor? Do you work for someone? Do you have
Right.
an LLC? Do you have any other business on the side? That's already gets more involved on what are we working with? What are we actually doing? But to
Right.
begin with, it's just a simple conversation. What do you need help with?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I think also the biggest thing for me when I started having someone help me with my taxes, because again, we're all like, oh yeah, we could do it ourselves. You know, there's all those commercials with TurboTax and all these different
Oh
things
yeah.
and so easy and yada yada. But I think what, especially for our industry, um, as an independent dance instructor growing up in my 20s, having someone help, they were able to save me so much money. And they were
Yeah.
telling me, oh my gosh, well, did you know that you can, like you were saying, you can write this off? Did you know that, like, now, as we use our house as our home office. So we
Right.
can write off half of our house and our vehicle because it's a company car. And like those things that sounds crazy,
Or your cell phone. You bought a new cell phone. That's a
right? It's a,
depreciation for your business.
right. It's a
Yeah.
company phone. Absolutely.
Computer.
Right. And so
Yeah.
those things, no one teaches us that, obviously. I mean, listen, I don't know how it is in Europe. I do a little bit. My dad and my
Right.
cousin, went to
Well,
school
each
there.
country has their own laws.
No, I mean, like, we don't learn that in school. In the United States, I
Oh
went to school
no.
in the United States.
No, they don't teach
Nobody
taxes
teaches that.
and no
Right.
finances done. No, not in the United
Finances.
States either. No,
No, absolutely not.
unfortunately.
I know.
Unfortunately, I think this is one of the subjects they should. But if I'm gonna be
Absolutely.
completely honest, I think it's beneficial for most of the government to keep people on.
Oh, 100%.
Because
100%.
the less you know, the more taxes you pay.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
W-2 people are people that pay the most taxes. I don't know if you know that.
I did
Because
not know that.
everything is
Good to know.
taken off them. They don't have to worry about it, and they can't write anything off. That's it.
Yes, yes, yes,
That's it.
yes.
Because if you on W-2, they might return some of that money for some reason because they thought you overpaid for whatever
Mhm.
reason. But if you don't have a side hustle on the side, the way you can
Right.
write off things and it
Right.
balances out with your W-2, you will never
Mhm.
get a tax return or anything like that. So those are the people
Interesting.
that pay the most taxes, but they are comfortable with it because job maybe has more benefits, paid vacations,
Right.
or they pay for their medical, and people get comfortable like that. They're just they don't need anything. They don't need
Right.
to, and that's the most average American.
Correct.
But they are the ones that paid the most taxes.
Makes sense.
So that's it. Why
Yeah.
educate them how to pay less taxes?
Right. Oh no, for sure.
Why?
Right. And when you do, I mean, it's hard because, like you said, they tend to work for a company that
Yeah,
pays
yeah,
them. It used to be a direct deposit. Everything kind of happens automatically.
exactly.
So you don't really have a lot of wiggle room in those
Right.
areas.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Why
No.
not? They're happy. They're
Right.
convenient. It's convenient. Family's happy. They live in some nice neighborhood and a nice house, and that's it. Everybody's happy. So good. Nice
Right.
American dream.
Yes, yes, yes. But
Not
starting a business is different. And like you said, W-9 is different as well.
W-9, yes, when you get that
And
1099.
understand, yeah, and
That's what
understanding.
our dance business is.
Correct.
90% of us, that's where it gets complicated,
Hmm.
more difficult.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so to have someone like you to guide us. So what does this mean for those of you who are here? You're part of the dance wellness community. You're excited. A lot of people didn't even know that you did this. I said, do you advertise yourself to the dancers? You're like, well, I mean, like, some people know that I do it. Some people know that I don't know.
Right.
You have a lot more clients that are not in the dance industry. And
Yes.
being that you understand dancers because you grew up as one and you understand building businesses and payroll and all these different things services that you offer,
Yes.
This is a clientele that could really use this knowledge that you have to be able to make better financial choices. And
Right.
that's really what we're trying to do here. So with our financial efficiency coach, our investing, all of these different things, you got Oreste who's doing the six figures, business and branding coach. And then now we have you as one of our premier vendors to be able to explain to people, hey, listen, if you don't know where to go, or even, here's another thing. It's you don't have to be, in the dark about taxes or building a business to need Yelena's services. You could also be someone that maybe doesn't feel like you're getting the help from the current person you're working with, right? Or someone who has now different goals. So now you need a different service or you need a different person to help you with that. This could be the step up that you're looking for. And it could also open your eyes to so many things. Like you said, we don't really see past right here when we're competing very young, but maybe this conversation will get you thinking about, ooh, maybe I should look out at other avenues, and maybe you can help me start a business and an idea that I have that is, that you can vet the idea.
Right, of course. We all pay taxes every year and we
Yep.
all work with somebody. Literally, first year we here.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'd always say to people, if you feel that, you're not sure what you're doing, if you feel you're paying too much taxes or you don't know what's going on, because like
Yeah, you
most of
should
our
know.
clients, this is where I guess a good thing is where we get a lot of thank yous is that we talk to people and we actually explain things.
Yeah.
We go, thank you so much because now I at least understand what's what. A lot.
Yes.
That's the biggest compliment we get because they're like, well, before I didn't know what I'm paying for, before I didn't understand, because a lot of accountants or tax preparers will be like, they'll take your papers and they'll be like, here's your tax return, sign it. So
Mhm.
we work a little more, okay, this is what, why this. So the person who signs the tax return goes, okay, I know what it is.
Mhm.
Some people, they go, I don't care, just do it. So like I'll send them the tax
Yeah.
return, be like, okay, those numbers work for you, because there are a lot of wiggle room in saying, okay, you do the work,
Mhm.
and some people go, okay, that's not enough, that's too much, that's whatever.
Right.
So you go, okay, let's work with it. Okay,
Right.
because when you do expenses that they send you, you can look at it and you say, okay, where's this expense, where's this expense, this
Yes.
expense, where is it, what you didn't pay your rent, where you don't use your phone, where is it? Because people
Mm-hmm.
sometimes give it to you and you're like, what kind of expenses are those? What are you doing?
Right, right.
Oh my God, you'd be surprised. It's a funny story, but we had a person who owned the garage and he suddenly is giving us expenses for a ballet classes and fixing a bathtub. And I'm like, some swimming. And I was like, what do you do? You fix your bathtub and you do ballet classes while swimming? I don't understand. What are those
What's
expenses?
happening here? And do I want to know?
I'm like, okay.
That's funny.
Are you sure it's the same business?
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to clarify. No, but I like that a lot because I mean that's a big thing for me too. When I was looking for someone who I had in my 20s, I don't have that person anymore. Now we have someone for our joint taxes, but
Right.
both of those people were very good at explaining to me, this is your situation, this is what you're allowed to do, this is what these are your
Not allowed.
boundaries,
Yeah.
right? I think it's very important to know because just because maybe you're not at the level to take advantage of certain things doesn't mean you
Right.
shouldn't be working towards that. You
Exactly.
need to know,
If you don't have it this year,
yeah.
you might have it next year. You'll be like, oh,
And
I
that was
didn't
something I was
think.
able to be cognizant of
Yes,
throughout my year and be like, oh, well, I should make sure I do this so that I can
exactly.
reach
I didn't
that.
know I can do that. Now I know.
Exactly.
Here you
And
go.
that was a
Right.
that was the game changer for me because then I felt like kind of like you said with the W-2, like they don't have a lot of wiggle room and control because that someone else is controlling a lot of their direct deposits and their
Right.
benefits and things like that, which is fine because for them a lot of people
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But for people like us who really are trying to build
You
something
in
from
charge.
nothing and want to be, in control of how much money they make and how they can make more and how they can make the best choices financially, it's really nice to know what you can do when you start being like, oh, well, now I can understand how to play the game a little bit better and I can
Right.
win more at the end. And that is, for us type A control freaks, that's a win already. But then on top of that, it's nice to be able to feel like you're getting ahead. There's progress. You don't feel like
Right.
every year feels the same and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere.
Of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do a planning,
Yeah. Goal
right?
setting. I think that's
Exactly.
fantastic. And I think to have someone, because a lot of people feel really stupid in the financial space because they're like, oh, I don't that sounds like a stupid question. I'm always like, there's no stupid questions. If you don't know it, you don't know it. We don't know what we don't know. And so for to have someone like you that they can feel comfortable asking,
Right.
you're very patient, you have all of those people
Yeah.
skills, from working with dancers to understand how to guide someone through that process. And I think that is the only thing we can ask for. It's such a beautiful thing to have.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, planning, even in like I mentioned before, like even buying a house, let's say
Yes.
person goes, okay, I want to retire in 3 years, for example, right? So
Yes.
they know they're going to spend less money on coachings and traveling, but and let's say their goal is to buy a house. They can't just retire and buy a house.
Hmm.
They, what are the first few things they ask at the bank for mortgage?
How much money are you making?
Right, which by last 3 years of your tax return. So they're going to give you a mortgage if your
Mm,
credit score could be up the roof,
right.
but your income is terrible. They're not going to give you a mortgage. If your income is pretty good, but your credit score is so, they're still going to give you a mortgage because you're
Mm,
making enough money. So the reverse doesn't work.
interesting. Right.
Because if you make enough money, your credit's so, but you give a nice down payment, they'll give you the mortgage.
That's it. Because you've
That's
got the
it. So if
collateral.
you work with a tax preparer and that's the goal, so you make, okay, so we need to then show more income.
Hmm.
And you do
Hmm.
that gradually because you can't suddenly go, okay, I was making only 50 grand and suddenly I'm making 150. That's a red flag for the IRS. You're going to get tax audited. You don't
Interesting.
want to do that. And then
Right.
after 3 years doing it, you got the mortgage and you suddenly from 150 making 50, you're going to get tax audited. That's the
Mm.
other thing. That's the other thing. Tax audit is the worst thing that could happen to you. That's what you don't want to do.
Yes, yes, yes. I know everyone's
You
always scared of that.
gradually get from 50 to 70 to 90 to 150. I'm just pulling
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you gradually, if you want, making it lower because you're not necessarily made the 150. Maybe you still made less, but you put it more. You can write that made it in cash,
Sure, sure, sure.
whatever that is. Things like that.
Yes, 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 yes.
You work within the numbers.
Well, right, it has to make sense. It has to make sense. But like you said, there's wiggle room within boundaries to be
Yeah,
able to.
there is a wiggle room within a legal, it's
Yeah,
like it's not like we're taking the numbers out of air. You made
right,
that money, you just write off less expenses. That's what I'm saying. It's
right, right,
not
right,
like
right.
we taking numbers out of air.
Yes, yes, yes.
We spend this much of amount of money, but we decided not to write it off to just show more income. That's what I'm saying. So
Right. No,
it,
absolutely.
it's still legal. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
So I
Yeah,
just
no, it
chose not to
does.
write it off to show more income and pay more taxes. That's all.
Right. Right, right, right.
To not make people think that I'm just like, oh, we just made it up. It's wait,
No, no,
no,
no,
no.
absolutely. But that's also, that's what makes, that's kind of what the whole American dream phrase has been a little bit,
Right.
wishy-washy the past few years. But that is kind of the idea of the American dream is that we have the opportunity to build our financial wealth here in this country because there is a lot more legal
Yeah.
boundaries that allow for those things to happen. They work for the businesses and not against them versus in other countries, not necessarily always the case. At least that's what I've seen. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, let me tell
At
you,
the
in
end of
my,
the day,
my
I left so early at
yeah, yeah,
21.
yeah.
I, let's say, have no idea what it takes to open business in Russia.
So in France,
No
where I'm
clue.
from,
Yeah.
a lot of wealthy people leave France and put their money
Hmm.
somewhere else because they take like 75% of your money
Yeah,
for
I know
taxes.
France or like
It's
England have like
insane.
the highest tax
Yeah,
brackets.
it's insane. So
Yeah.
like, why would you start a business in those
Yeah.
countries? In the United States, you obviously have like I think it's
Or
six or
there's a scam.
seven.
There's
Yeah, we have 6 or 7 states that are no state taxes.
Yeah,
So
but
I live
they'll get you in other ways.
for sure, but I mean, I mean, it's
Yeah.
helpful. It's helpful. A lot of people will start businesses and like I live in Nevada. We start businesses here. A lot of people start businesses in Florida, Texas,
Yeah.
those kinds of places because that,
But
is
just like to compare, I will tell you that to open LLC in California, let's say legal fees
yes.
$125, but to open LLC in Nevada is like $1,000 something, just a state fee.
Wow.
Aha. So that's right there. That's not counting $800 that you're going to pay federal no matter what state what it is. That's it right there, that
Yes, yes,
difference.
yes.
So
Interesting.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying. So
They
when
always make it
people
up, is what you're saying.
Exactly. So when people say, "Oh, California is the most expensive st state to live in," yes, maybe. But now that I do taxes for this state, you're like,
You start to
well,
see the differences.
okay. So it's most expensive here, but then your property taxes on the state where you don't pay income taxes here this much higher. If you
Wow.
own the property, you're like, okay. So
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
end of the day, it's like pretty
Right.
much the same.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
interesting. It's
it
interesting
is
to see
interesting.
because people concentrate usually on this one little thing. Oh, no income tax. Okay, great. Without realizing they'll get you other way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they'll
That
get
is
you other way
interesting.
if like
Right, right,
sales
right, right,
tax,
right.
property tax, more high, way higher fees. Like literally
Mm-hmm.
$125 or 1,200 to open LLC between California and Nevada. That's like a big difference.
Wow. That is a big difference. Yeah, because a lot of people compare California and Nevada because they're right there and one
That's
has,
already
yeah,
1,000 bucks.
that's crazy. Yeah. Good
That's
to
right there.
know. Good to know.
Yeah.
I want to know what is the one thing that you get asked the most in what you do?
Oh my God. I guess there are a few. There are
Okay.
quite a few. One probably when they open a business, what else do I need
Mm-hmm.
besides
Besides an LLC or something. Yeah.
besides the LLC? That's a one. Second one is what you and I discussed. When do I need a S corp? That's for people that
Yes.
know a little more.
That's very, yes.
That's the ones
Hmm.
that already had LLCs.
Right. Yeah.
And I guess for different professions, that's already when we're doing taxes, what can I write off?
What can I write off?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
because
huge one.
different professions have
Hmm.
different write-offs, and
Yeah.
some have very interesting ones.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet.
Depends what profession is. Like for example, our dance business, uh, let's put it this way, I'll tell you my story. In 2012, I got audited for 2008 in dance business.
Oh, okay.
And I was personally going to IRS office. And they were so basically I got explained by IRS worker that every 5 years they like to target different professions. And at that point, Dancing with the Stars was booming and they were
Yeah.
targeting dancers. I had tons of my people, friends, who were tax auditing because they couldn't understand
Right. How?
hair, makeup,
Hmm.
dresses. What do you mean you're writing off $20,000 on dresses? What kind of what kind of expense is that? They didn't. They're like, you can't write that off. And I'm like,
Right.
nails, tanning.
Yep.
They're like,
Yep.
what are those expenses? They didn't want
Yep.
to let you write it off.
Interesting.
So I had to bring, can you imagine, to IRS office dresses, shoes, this and that. And they're like,
Wow.
because the lady that I was working with, they're like, you can't write that off. And I was like, I've shown her the picture. I
It's
was like,
literally my job. Like, how can I walk on the floor without a dress?
because IRS at that point didn't know what that is.
Sure.
So for them in their head, if you can wear a clothes second time, you can't write it off. It's no longer a business. And I said, this is my judging clothes. And she goes, oh, you can wear it for the wedding. If you can wear it second times elsewhere, you can't write it off. And I'm like, I can't even wear that for the wedding. So I brought those gowns to the IRS office with like a, big thing or poofy thing. And I was like, would you wear that to the wedding? I'm like, do you want me to demonstrate it for you?
Literally. That's so funny.
I was like, and she goes, okay, you can't write off a makeup. And I would show her a competition makeup. I'm like, I don't wear that much makeup with these colors in real life.
Right.
I was like, and I would bring her two different sets of makeup. I'm like, this is my daily makeup,
Mm.
and this is my war makeup. It was like a whole different bag of.
Right. Well, it's like, I mean, it's like tools for a mechanic. Like,
Right.
these are
So
our
right now they're
tools.
probably not gonna do that because they understand. But in the end of the day, I had to settle. They only gave me to write off 75% of it, which was
Wow.
insane.
Wow.
So yeah. So basically, when you fight with the IRS,
Mm.
and you see, that was all the red flags for me. What happened is the expenses were weird. In 2008, my accountant who did my taxes since 98 died, and the guy who took over her business wrote off my car twice, made a mistake.
Mm.
And because I was on Dancing with the Stars 2 years in a row, and then suddenly I was not, my income dropped.
Dropped a lot. Yeah,
Three.
yeah, yeah.
So three red flags, bam, tax audited.
Oh, wow.
And they audited me for 2008 and 2009, 2 years in a row.
Yes,
2009,
yes, yes.
I was like, okay, just do the same deal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you end up owing them $9,000, and kid you not, it's 2012. So you understand it's 4 years not paying the taxes, fines and
I was
fees.
gonna say it took
From
so long for
$9,000, it became 15. So here you go. Highly don't recommend.
that's crazy. That's so crazy.
So when you audit it, they're gonna question every
Right.
single transaction
Hmm.
that you submitted. So for example, if
Right.
they already question you, they choose categories that you submitted to them, let's
Sure.
say your expenses, and they chose to audit you on your, I don't know, traveling
Hmm. Yeah, the travel
and
expenses. Those
your
get insane.
costumes, traveling, costumes, and coaching. For example, they chose those three categories. And your traveling was $22,000. So you're gonna have to, on those $22,000, prove all your ticketing, all your hotels, or
Hmm.
everything that you put into those $22,000 until they come to that sum. So if you suddenly can only prove 18, they're gonna calculate those $4,000 into you not paying taxes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, listen, the goal here is not to scare people.
No, of course.
The goal here is to, um, with the proper guidance and the proper knowledge
Exactly.
and understanding what you can
Making
and
sure you're
cannot
doing it
do.
right,
Yeah,
so you're
exactly.
not in that situation.
That's the goal, right? That's the
Yes.
thing is whether you want to expand your life and your business or you want to just do the same thing, which is fine as well, knowing what you are capable of writing off and what you have access to legally.
And do it properly. Don't just come up with the numbers.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
For those who are listening and they're excited about this conversation being started, and understanding that financial wellness is very, very important and is a part of the game, where would you say is the best place for them to start?
The best place to start is just talk. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's that first step, when
Hmm.
people go, I always wanted to dance. I always wanted to dance. I never could do it. The first step is to do what? Walk through that door. Walk into
Yep.
that dance studio. That's what we always say. Same
Yep.
thing with your finances. It's not like I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Do it
Yeah.
now.
Take a meeting, talk to somebody.
If your financial situation is not up to your liking, take the phone call and
Mhm.
and do the first step.
Yep.
Okay, I don't like my financial situation. What can I do?
Yep.
What can I do about it? Talk to
Yeah.
someone. If it's not
Yeah.
me, somebody else.
Right.
Talk to someone whose finances are better. Don't talk to your friend who is in the same financial situation. That's it.
Amen to that.
You know, it's like if you
Yes.
want to be a millionaire, be
Talk to
friends with a
millionaires.
millionaire because they have a very different mindset.
100%.
That's
100%
that's
agree.
what they're saying. Because
Yes.
hanging out with the people who are richer than you,
Yep.
just hearing what it is that they're saying, put you in a different mindset. That's
Mhm.
all.
100% agree.
Practicing in the studio with the champions puts you in a different mindset.
Yep.
Seeing what they're doing, how they're
Yep.
doing, what
Yep.
it that's what it is. Yeah, don't talk to your friends who are in the same position. They just leave them as a friends. Go party with them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah, take
Well,
a
yeah, because everyone gets their information from different places, and now with the internet and ChatGPT and all these things,
sure.
the information is wild out there. It's unhinged,
Yeah,
and for people to constantly say, "Oh, well, I heard you could do this and this and this," and then you start talking to a an accountant who really knows what they're talking about, and they're like, "Oh no, I don't know who told you that, but you cannot do that." Like,
right.
so, and
Well,
we've
I heard is
yeah,
one thing. Do is a whole
it's
different
a whole
story.
nother
Oh, I
yeah.
heard you're supposed to settle into a Ramba heap. Great. Sure. Now what?
No, yeah, exactly.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
I heard.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
heard a lot of stuff.
Yes, exactly. So that's the thing is that, and especially with, I mean, listen, a lot of people, they can do that in some other areas of their life. Like, oh, I heard we're supposed to drink this much water a day. I heard this and this and that. You play around with those things. Don't play around with your finances. Like, honestly, like I think if that's why I feel like this leg of,
Otherwise, you won't be able to afford the water.
yeah, exactly. I love that. No, seriously, of the mental and physical and financial wellness, I think like, listen, mental health is very important, physical health, obviously, but financial health and wellness is so underrated and so under discussed that that's the thing. And it's not just about IRS audits.
Of
It's
course,
there's
no,
so much more to it. You could
yeah,
be leaving so much money on the table. It could be costing you so much money to use the wrong services, the wrong tools, working with the wrong people in the wrong industries. There's so much to be done. And I think what I love about having these conversations is that once we start them, people's brains start to ask, they get curious. And I love when people get curious because it's like, yes, that's where you're going to thrive is through the curiosity of what more can I do? How can I expand myself? How can I do more to gain more, to evolve more as a human in my business, at, whatever. And that's where I love what you're doing for people because I think it's, some people would say, oh, it's just taxes. And it's like, no, but it's also helping people understand how they can be in
it's
control
yeah.
of their financial future.
It's not just taxes.
It's not.
It's more to it.
I
But
agree.
there is a phrase, money cannot buy you happiness, but it for sure can help because if
It
you
buys you
more
options.
yeah, because if you're more financially stable and you can
Yeah,
afford more things, you can afford more lessons, you can afford better costumes, you can afford more sleep,
exactly.
you can afford work
Yes,
less, so you're not exhausted. You see what I mean?
totally.
It's all part of
Yeah,
your mental state to begin with, because you're not
they all
worried as
piggyback.
much
Yep,
about your financial state because
correct.
finances kill a lot of that nervous mental state because you're in a constant, oh, I can afford it, I can afford it. That kills you.
Stress. And
It's a
that
lot of
stress
stress.
causes mental problems, which causes
Exactly.
physical
So
problems.
financial is a
Yeah,
huge part of
it
mental.
is. It is. Absolutely agree.
And
Yeah,
then in the wrong mental state, you're not going to do well financially either. And it's a big snowball. So I
yeah,
feel when people get more financially stable, they're way better off mentally, way better off.
agree.
You don't have to be a
Yeah,
millionaire, you just have to be comfortable.
that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah, we
it's nice
just
to be a millionaire, sure.
right, but that's not always the goal. The goal, like you said, is what are
Yeah,
your goals and dreams? What do you
right.
want? and what, how can we make that a reality? And
Right.
truthfully, what I've seen a lot of people, when you ask them what they want, a lot of times they don't want a whole lot. It's not, people are not over here wanting tons of houses and Lamborghinis and all these things like that. In theory, that's cute. And that's like,
Right.
okay, we all want our dream this, our dream that. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people really want the simplicity of certain things. Like you said, not to go to a restaurant and feel like I'm going to order the cheapest thing because that's all I can afford. Right?
Go eat
Just,
at McDonald's. That's what I did when I was young.
yeah, ramen noodles, all those things. Yeah,
Right.
you want to be able to have options to be able to take care of yourself and feel like you can do that in a way that doesn't feel, suffocated by your finances.
Right. I mean,
And
your goal could literally be how can I afford my dance career? What can
there
I
you go.
do
There you
to make it
go.
less stressful? But
Yes.
that's what I want to do. I want to go to more
That's right.
competitions. I want to take more coachings. What
Hmm.
can I do?
Yep.
Right? That is not necessary, is done by me physically teaching more lessons. There are other
Right.
ways to earn
Right.
more money.
Totally. Yep.
That's it.
No, absolutely. And so we have this survey that we recently put out for our recovery lounges and dance wellness and all
Uh-huh.
that stuff. And one of the things in there that I'm seeing people answer the most that is the biggest financial burden, because one of the questions is a financial question, and it is obviously competition fees. And not just for
Okay.
pro-am that they want to do more, but professionals, because professionals that when they compete, they have to, and if they
They
don't win, they don't make that money back. And then they have, like you said, travel costs. And if they don't have a student that's helping pay for that, there's so
Yeah,
much that goes into it. And like you said, how can I afford my dance career? That's number
sure.
one. And so if you can make them back, even $500 a year, that could go towards one competition travel cost. Who knows, There's
Mm-hmm.
there's so but that's, there's so much that can be done. So for those of you who are interested, like again, or just understand that this is a conversation that you need to be having with yourself and then with someone else so that they can help guide you. We don't have all the answers, and that is why we have a wonderfully giant team of expert people. And we are so honored to have now Yelena joining us in that
Thank you.
adventure.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for people to be able to work with you. This is going to be amazing. I know you're going to help so many people, and I appreciate you
I hope
being
so.
with us. Yeah, it's
I
going to
hope
be
so.
great. I'm honored to be able to offer
Yeah,
this. For me, the financial space is, I didn't grow up with a lot of financial, education through my parents, or like you said, we don't get it in the schools. So for me, I had to learn everything on my own. And my husband has a business degree. He's helped me with a lot too, but we've learned a lot throughout the years of what can
right.
be done. And that, if I, again, as we say, if I knew then what I know now, I mean,
Oh, if I knew at 20 what I'm doing right now,
oh,
oof.
I'd be a
Oh
multi-millionaire,
yeah.
but
That's what
different
I'm doing
story.
for my kids right now.
Good.
They're taking right now finance classes and they're only
Very good.
12 and 10.
Love that.
So hopefully
Ah,
by 20 they will be
yes.
already in a
I love
very
that.
different mindset. That's
Yes,
it.
I love that.
Yeah. Well,
Guys,
I
thank you.
appreciate, guys, what you're doing. I think it's a fabulous idea. I'm wishing you all the good luck, and hopefully, all the comps will agree to have you because I think it's amazing, and hopefully, it takes off and wellness for everybody. That's just sounds
Yay!
awesome. I wish you were guys there when I was competing. Hmm.
I mean, seriously, you
Yeah,
don't know how many
I
professionals
would
have
use
told me
a booth
that.
every time.
Yeah, seriously. I know.
Yeah,
Recovery lounges for everyone. We're like
yeah,
Oprah.
right. I
No,
know, right?
seriously, that is what we've seen the most is honestly having a lot of our ambassadors and talking to them. They're like, "Oh my gosh, let's talk
Right?
about what we
Where
needed
were
when we
you?
were competing."
Exactly.
Yeah, it's time. We cannot keep running ourselves into the ground for these goals. And the
Right.
financial part is a huge part of that as well. Like there are so many things we need, and these resources are important. So we're trying to offer as many resources as possible in these three compartments. And I think we're starting to really get an amazing team together that can help so many people. So I thank you so much. I'm honored to have you as a part of us. And
Thank you so much for
guys,
having me.
we are here for you. If you are
Yes.
seeing this and you are not a part of the dance wellness community, go to dancewellnesscommunity.com. Join us in the inner circle. There's so much there. We have live conversations with our practitioners, our ambassadors, our vendors. We have newsletters. We've got resources. We've got a library of content just for you, self-care tools. And like Elena said, our new recovery lounge is coming to dance competitions, and we are so, so excited to help you guys.
I want to visit one next time I'm there. What's the next
Yeah.
one? What's the
So
next
I
one?
think you're going to be there. We're doing Snowball.
Yes. Yes, I'm
Snowball.
coming.
So I'm so
Yes,
excited. So
snowball.
come see us at
Yes,
Snowball.
I will.
First one, and Elena will be there. We'll come
Yes.
hang out and we'll all just be around the booth. It'll be really
Yeah, if
fun. And so
somebody
if you
has
want to
questions
talk to
at
someone,
snowball, yes, I'm
yes, if
I'm
you want to
there.
talk finances, she'll be
Yes,
there.
yes.
Love it. Awesome.
Snowball
Thank
it is. It's a date.
It's a date. I love it. A financial date. I'll take that.
Yes.
Hey, that's a date with some potential right there.
That's awesome.
I love it. You're
All
amazing.
right.
Thank you guys so much. We will see you next time.
Bye.